What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Worship Matters. I'm Jonathan, and Merry Christmas! Today, we're going to be talking about Christmas Tree. A little bit of a different vibe for this video. I'm just going to talk about, where this song came from, and should we sing this in church? Should we sing this in congregational worship? Let's talk about it. So, before we do, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. If you enjoy this video, give us a like. And if you've got any songs you want me to review, let me know. Even if it's not Christmas right now, if it's a song that's not Christmas, I'll probably get to it in January. But if you got any Christmas songs you want me to review, let me know. Let's do this. All right. I'm not going to do worship guidelines today. I'll talk about them vaguely, but it's just going to be a little different today for this song specifically. Okay, well, that's fine. All right, well, first we'll look here. All right, so O Christmas Tree has an interesting history. Of course, it's original O Tannenbaum. Surprisingly, there are a few hymnals. I'm just going to do this. I should be able to see a little better. There are a few hymnals that have this song. So this version appears in one hymnal. I don't know why this is like this. This one appears in one hymnal. This one appears in one hymnal. This one appears in two hymnals. And this one's in 6. Now, I can't see the lyrics for any of these. And this one's obviously different. But some of them seem to be basically the same song. So, just different translations, perhaps. And we'll get into that. I'm pretty sure that all 4 of these are the same song, just with different people doing them. This is author H. Bruckner, but he's actually the translator, so that's probably what these guys are too. There's very little information on these 3. I've already looked, but we're gonna look at this one. It only appears apparently in one hymnal. I don't know. It's an old Lutheran hymnal. Let's see. Where does it say that? It's down here. The American Lutheran Hymnal. Unfortunately, I don't have any Lutheran hymnals. I'll have to rectify that eventually. But yeah, so here is the version that is in one hymnal. It's also the only one that hymnary.org, one of my favorite websites, actually has the text for. So we'll go through this real quick. Before we do that, I guess we should probably talk about this. So it's originally in German, as you can see here. It's from the tune. So just a quick Wikipedia look. So O Tannenbaum, it's an old hymn, probably from folk tune from like the 16th century. And in the 1800s, this guy Ernst Anschutz basically made it into a Christmas song by adding verses. So I think he kept the same tune. I don't really know. It's hard to understand this. You can come check this out on Wikipedia yourself if you want to know. But we have like several different translations and versions here. So this is the 1824 Anschutz version in German, which is different from the original 16th century tune in a little bit. There's some interesting discussion about the original word true, which means faithful, and grün, which means green, which the more modern versions have green instead of faithful. But the Tannenbaum is talking about what we would consider the Christmas tree, the evergreen. And so really this song's about a tree. And, a folk song about this tree. I don't know, because in the 16th century in Germany, it should have been Christian. So it could have been written by a Christian. I don't know, but it was a folk song. It's hard to trace folk songs, to be honest, because some of them weren't written down. But if you look over here, we've got a whole bunch of English variations. So this is the loose English translation of this. And then we have another English version, which is very different. And then we have yet another English version, which is very different from that. And it's interesting because I followed the source here, which is, what is it? The Bayview magazine from 1913 is supposedly the source for this version. But 90% of this is not in that magazine. So I don't know where they got all this. But... or at least not in the magazines that I found connected to this link. So maybe there's more to it than that. I don't know. But these are actually all of these are very different from what we have in this Lutheran hymn right here, or this hymnal. So I don't know. That there's different versions. People have obviously made different versions of this song. So this version that we have here on Hymnary may not be what you're used to singing. I don't know. I wish it were the case that the song was a little more solid in its oral tradition, but unfortunately, this song has had very many variations. And so that's why I'm not really doing a traditional video on this, because I can't. Different versions might actually be more suitable for church worship than others. Whereas this one, if we read this, so I'm not going to read the same thing, O Christmas Tree, every time. The things that change are what's going to be different. So we have, it's an ABA form. So we have the A section, which is O Christmas Tree, and then this part here, this line changes each time, but it's repeated every time. So it'll go O Christmas Tree, and then it'll have this second line, which is the same at the beginning and the end of each verse. So this one is How Green Thy Branches Ever. And then you have your B section, which is Thou still art green when summer wanes, and the wintry winds sweep o'er the plains. And then it does the A section again, repeated word for word, and the melody, with a little variation in the melody. So it's more like an ABA2 musically, but lyrically it's ABA. You can kind of see the music over here. It's very similar for A and A2, but it's just slightly different. All right, so and then we have here the verdant branches please me. The sight of thee at Christmas time doth make me sing a joyful rhyme. Okay, it's not really saying anything about Christ, not saying anything about God. Thy dress so green would teach me, fair hope in trouble and distress is felt to be a sweet caress. Okay. Then over here we have, well, golden lights adorn thee. Like stars they shine in beauty bright to fill each heart with pure delight. Okay. And then lastly we have how loving hands have decked thee. Thus God's own love will make of me for paradise a shining tree. It's the closest we have to an acknowledgement of God. And it's just, okay. So what do we do with a song like this? Now, I love the melody for this song. I think the song itself, even this, I think it's a beautiful song, but I wouldn't sing it in church worship. It's not talking about God. It's not, giving God any praise. The closest we get is over here in this version that we talk about God, but we're not really, there's like a small indirect praise of God for the song. but that's as close as we get. So I don't know. I would not sing this in either church or personal worship because it doesn't really give worship to God. Now, I'm not opposed to singing this song at Christmas time as a Christmas song. I think it's a beautiful song. I think it's old. It's got ancient roots. So since I have some German Thai, roots in my family, I think that maybe it's a little more appealing to me. But I don't know. I didn't realize it was a Christmas song or a German song, to be fair, until fairly recently. So, would I sing this in church? Not this version. Would I, if there were a different version, or if you wrote a version that actually did like parallel the Christmas tree to the tree that the cross, if you tie those two ideas, Christmas tree and cross, and then like you could even start off talking more of like a Christmas tree holiday celebration, and then weave it in, and you could talk about God's beauty in creation. You could talk the beauty of God in the incarnation, and then you could talk the beauty of God in the sacrifice of Christ. And if you wove all that into this ancient hymn or tune, I wouldn't mind singing that, assuming you did it well, in a church worship service. I could see that going pretty well. But as it is, even like all these versions here, I don't think I would sing those in church worship. It's not really about God. It's not really worshipful. So for a Christmas song, it's probably fun. For a worship song, no. It's not a worship song. That's just not what it's trying to be. So don't make it what it's not, So those are my thoughts. It's a fun song. You hear the melody a lot at Christmas. It's also interesting that nobody that I ever talked to actually knows any of the verses. They know maybe the first line, like, oh Christmas tree, da 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 da. And that's as much as we remember. And the reason for it is there's so many different versions. There's no like it's the first line that really people remember. So well, let me know what you think, guys. What do you make of this song? Is there a version that is not on either hymnary or Wikipedia that you found that you like? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. Check it out. It is kind of a weird and interesting case for Christmas songs. It's different. I don't know if it's not as easy to place as some of the other songs that I do, because it's different. Like there's so many different versions of the song. But Christians have been singing this as a Christmas song for 200 years. So maybe not a worship song, but definitely a Christmas song. So and I do think like there's some argument for like songs that are celebrating the beauty of creation are indirectly giving glory to God. And so I can kind of see how they made that switch where they're like, hey, this song's talking about the beauty of creation. Why don't we tie that into worship of God? Because God is the creator of all things. So the beauty of the earth is because of the greatness of God. God is an amazing, wonderful creator, and we can see so in his beautiful creation. And so I could see how this song could be sung for Christmas, because it's talking about the beauty of creation. But it's too indirect for me to sing in church, if that makes sense. I think you could sing the song and give glory to God in personal worship. That's about as close as I would come to it. But in congregational, I want songs that are more direct. even if they're indirectly worshiping God, I want them to be obviously worshiping God, even if it's direct or indirect. And this song doesn't do that. So there's my thoughts. Maybe longer than you thought I would go on this song, but there you go. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what you think about this song. Do you think this song is worthy of Christmas singing? Do you think it's worthy of church singing? Is there a version that you know that I don't know? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Merry Christmas. Peace.